My name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic, and this share is called Spring Cleaning. My life as an innocent little boy was full of go-karts, pockets of conkers, and buying sweets on a Saturday morning with my pocket money. But this was all to end when I discovered alcohol. It wasn't just a discovery that magically appeared in my life. It wasn't really like that. It was a revelation to me. It was a ground-breaking, ground-moving experience with almost titanic consequences. For alcohol was to go on to colour and to shape the rest of my life as I knew it. I didn't know it then. Both as a drinking alcoholic and as a sober alcoholic. Today, I have been sober roughly the same length of time as I drank. I didn't plan it like this. Who could? But that's my reality. That's my truth. And my time in AA has been one continuous spring cleaning. My granny had an old boarding house which housed nearly 100 people, and she started it nearly 100 years ago in about 1935. And it was all very Victorian and well-mannered. Afternoon tea and cakes were served in the radio lounge, and there was a games room and a TV lounge. It was in an era where cleanliness was next to godliness. The houses were dusted top to bottom every day, and the spring clean would happen once a year. And in a way, that's what's happened to me in sobriety. I entered the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, a broken, unkept, dreadfully thin and dishevelled human being. I had a tooth missing at the front. I had the look of an abandoned rabbit. I was lonely, I was bewildered, and I was on the edge, and quite honestly, I had nowhere else to go. It was very much a last-ditch attempt at life. It may well have proved too little, too late, but I didn't know that then, nor did anyone else. The hounds of fate drew the short straw for me being an alcoholic, but the gods of hope gave me a chance on that fateful day, the day I went to AA. I know today that very few people get the chance of going into recovery, and of those that go into recovery and make it to AA, only a tiny few experience long-term recovery from active alcoholism. The statistics are shocking for most types of addictions, but for those who do open a new door onto a new world of sober living, the experience of living in this life with a degree of harmony, with a degree of faith and a degree of love and a degree of humility is something, once you've tasted it, becomes more precious the longer you own it. For it carries with it a beauty, a wanderlust of happiness, and a taste of life that's captivating and exhilarating. But here's the problem. Addiction doesn't stop trying to reassert itself. It never lies dormant. It doesn't just curl up and go to sleep. Alcoholism is a living, breathing, cunning, strong-willed and devious disease that will win at all costs. It will literally fight to the death for victory over sobriety. For it knows no boundaries, nor does it know any limits to the lengths it will go to in order to become dominant in our lives. Addiction is like an old oak tree, a tree often many thousands of years old, that has survived drought and wars and civilization, the need for wood. It survived animals eating its bark and diseases and fate along the way. But still it stands supreme, strong and stolid. And alcoholism is the oak tree of diseases. It's a survivor, except for one tiny fate of evolution. In the 1930s, an answer was discovered that gave alcoholics of our type a daily reprieve from drinking. And it is, as far as I know, the only long-term proven cure for alcoholism that has been discovered. And it involves no money, no punishment, no surgery, and definitely nothing else except for a strong self-will of the alcoholic themselves. And it is delivered, not unsurprisingly, by other alcoholics. But like my granny's old boarding houses, the dust of life accumulates daily, and it accumulates daily in recovery. And that dust, if not dealt with, will settle and grow into piles of dirt. And the dirt in an alcoholic's life manifests itself in feelings, in relationship problems, in character defects, in harms, in guilt, shame, resentments, fear, of feelings of special indifference and of remorse. And so AA aims to do a daily house cleaning, getting in all the nooks and crannies of life, and once a year, or whenever it's needed, a good spring clean helps to look in the areas that may have been missed by the daily dusting. Spring cleaning is called our step 4, whereas the daily dusting is in step 10, our walking around step. Whichever I choose to use it I must, because the alternative is just unthinkable. The alternative usually spells death to alcoholics of our type, and it's such a pity to end a life like that. And today, it is so unnecessary. All the pain and all the turmoil of an alcoholic's life can be put aside by the simple, easy, and almost pain-free act of a little house cleaning, a simple tidy up, and a little light dusting. One day at a time, just for today. Bill the Shirt, Bristol.